Hey, what is going on, guys? T.Sports15 here, and today we have episode 46 of my Toronto Maple Leafs be a GM mode here in NHL 13. So, in this episode, we don't have much to do before because we set our lineups in the last episode. We just have to do our scouting before we go. So, scouting assignment right here. We'll see who is good because I'm not going to stop the simulation in the middle of the episode just because the scouting is not that important this year because we're not going to be doing the draft. So yeah, we'll just get this done here and we'll see how we fare. So I'm just gonna do the scouting the first time, and then I'm gonna keep it going while I'm doing the simulation for the rest of the episode. So we're just gonna go for the OHL forwards, and that's good for that. So we saw the lineup in the last episode. I'll show it one more time really quick before we go. Huberdeau, Drouin, Kessel on the first line, and then on the second line is Scheifele, JVR, and Ho-Sang. Third line is Grigorenko, Zarkov, and Galchenyuk, and then the fourth line is Vitalima, Steve Downey, and Verone. On defense, we got Morgan Riley, Phaneuf, Gardner, Pulock, Hamilton, and Percy. And then in net, we obviously have Jack Campbell and Jonas Hiller. So that is our lineup headed into the season. So without further ado, let's get into the simulation. All right, so we are at the simulation part of this episode. So here we go. We're going to start it off here in Tampa Bay, I believe. So we're simulating. Actually, it is at home against Calgary. My bad. So we beat them 4-2. Got another home game here against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they should be pretty easy to beat, even though they've improved lately. We get an OT loss there, so we move to 1-0-1, and then we take on the Detroit Red Wings, who are already 1-0 on the season, and we get shut out against them. So 4-0 loss against the Detroit Red Wings, and we are 1-1 to start off the season after 3 home games. So away game here in New York against the Rangers, beat them 5-1, and then we get another road game here against the Devils, and we do end up losing to them, so we move to 2-1. So not a solid record, not anything to write home about, but got a road game against Washington, beat them 4-2. Then we got 2 more road games this week, one against Minnesota, one against LA. So should be pretty solid week here, even though they are road games. So we beat Minnesota, and it shouldn't be too hard to advance in this week with a couple wins. So the first-year player draft doesn't really matter because we are done with this season. After this season, this series is done. So beat the LA Kings. We shut them out 2-0. So we are up. Our record in this season is 5-2-1. We got a road game against Phoenix. Beat them 7-2. Huge win there. Then we got a couple more road games here against Winnipeg and then Tampa Bay. So we're traveling all around North America to play all these games. The schedulers in this don't even make any sense. So we beat Winnipeg there 8-1. Huge victory there to pick up our 7th win on the season. Then we got a game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we beat them. I believe that was 3-1. It went back pretty quick. And then we got a road game here against the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll see how we fare against them. They're always usually a pretty good team. We beat them 3-2. Then we got another road game. We're on a huge road streak. We're on a road trip against. Now we are headed to Ottawa to play the Sens, who are 7-5-0, and we lose to them 4-3. So we move to 9-3-1. So hopefully we can pick that record up, getting closer to the All-Star break. So here we go. We're moving on, and we'll see how we can fare now against the Edmonton Oilers. So got another 3 road games this week against Edmonton, Anaheim, and then San Jose. We beat Edmonton 8-1. Then we got another road game here against the Anaheim Ducks, who are already up to 12 wins. So they're having a good start to the season, but we give them their 3rd loss on the season, beating them 5-4. So another road game here against San Jose Sharks. We'll see how we fare against them. They're below 500, 2 games below 500, and we beat them 3-2. So pretty solid week there. Oh, sorry, we lose to them 3-2. My bad. So that's actually not that good of a week. We go 1-2 that week. and we are currently at 10-4-2. We got now we're back at home now. Got a home game against Winnipeg to start it off. We beat them 3-0. Good shutout by Jack Campbell. We got another couple home games here. First one against Carolina on the 13th of November, and we do lose to them 6-3. But we got another home game here against the Washington Capitals. Last one for this week. If we can win this one, then our week will be successful. So we win that one. Another shutout for Jack Campbell. Win that one 3-0. So pretty solid week there. We go 2-1 to move us to 12-5-2. So pretty solid record to start off. Nothing to write home about, but it's pretty solid. So you can see all these scouting assignments popping up. We're not doing them because this is our last season. We're not even going to do the draft. So we got the Ottawa Senators here at home, and then Florida, and then Pittsburgh. So it should be a very not too easy week, but some pretty easy teams mixed in here. So we beat Ottawa here 3-2. Then we play Florida here at home once again, and we shut them out 4-0. Then we got one more home game here this week against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we end up beating them 3-1. So a pretty solid victory there. We go 3-0 that week, and I believe we are on a 4-game winning streak now, 15-5-2, and we're taking on the 11-11-2 Buffalo Sabres. We beat them 4-0, and we got 3 more road games this week, so a streak of 4 road games, and I believe we are on a 5-game win streak after that victory against the Buffalo Sabres. Then we beat Ottawa 3-2 in Ottawa, so nice little victory there. And then we got another victory there against the New York Islanders. And we're headed to Tampa Bay to take on the Lightning, and we do end up beating them. So another victory there. So I think we're on like a 7-game win streak now. We're up to 19 wins, 5 losses, and 2 OTLs. So we got a short week here. We've got a lot of off days here at the start of the week. We have a 5-day break, and then we got 2 home games here against Chicago and then Edmonton. Hopefully we can break this 20-win mark here before the All-Star break at least. That'd be at bare minimum break 20 wins, because we're at 19 now. I'd like to see 30 wins before the All-Star break. So against Chicago here at home, we beat them 6-1. So a nice victory there, scoring a lot of goals, not letting too many up. So now we play against Edmonton at home, and we'll see how we fare against them. And we do go on to, I think we beat them there. So we're up to 21-5-2, and a very solid record. Now we got 3 home games this week: Vancouver, Boston, and Buffalo. First game we lose to Vancouver 3-2. Then we got another couple home games here against Boston and Buffalo. So we're not traveling too far. A lot of streaky home games than away games. So we beat Boston 5-1 there. Now we're headed home for another home game here against the Buffalo Sabres, and we do go on to lose to them 4-3, and that will bring our record to 22-7-2, and we're getting pretty close to the All-Star break. So we're nearing it, and we lose to the Carolina Hurricanes 4-0 there. So we get shut out. I think this is only like our second shutout of the season. Opposition getting a shutout. Then we beat the Philadelphia Flyers 4-3 in Philly, and then we got another home game here in Toronto against the Buffalo Sabres, and we lose to them 1-0. So 2 shutouts in 1 week. Our scoring needs to pick it up here. We got another game here in Ottawa. We need to turn it up here, and we'll see what we can pull out a victory here to move us to 24-8-3. So we do get a loss there, get another loss there against Carolina, and we're headed to New York to take on the Islanders, and then we're staying in New York to take on the Rangers. So little Brooklyn trip here, little Bronx trip, and then we take on the Islanders, and we go on to beat them 3-2. We got a game against the Rangers, and we do end up hopefully getting to 25 wins after this game, and we do end up beating these New York Rangers. Actually, we lose to them, my bad. But we got 4 games this week. First three are road games. We lose the first one to Buffalo 4-1. Then we got a game against the Boston Bruins, and some Vatanen is on waivers, and then we beat the Boston Bruins 6-2. Now we got another road game here against the Sens, and we'll see how we fare against them, as we do go on to lose to them 5-3. We got one more home game here to finish off this week in December, and it is against the New Jersey Devils, and we do go on to pick up our 26th win on the season. Now in this week here, now we're into January, and we have 3 games here this week. First 2 are at home, and then the last one is a road game. We win our first home game against the Devils 2-1. Then we got a game in Toronto, against the New York Islanders. Beat them 8-1. Huge victory there for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now we are headed to the Bell Center in Montreal to take on the Canadiens. Hopefully we can pick up our 29th win on the season. It'd be nice to see that happen in the Bell Center to take on the Montreal Canadiens. And we do go on to pick up our 29th win against the Montreal Canadiens. It's always nice to beat our arch rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. So we got 3 games this week. The first one is against the Winnipeg Jets at home. We got Florida at home, and then we got Washington at home. So we shut out the Jets 5-0. And if you did not see that before, David Legwand went on waivers, decided to turn it down. We don't really have that kind of cap room right now. We kind of spent it all in the offseason on Stuart Percy and Jonas Hiller. So we pick up another win there, 5-2 over the Florida Panthers. So in this week, we start off with 2 solid victories here. And then against the Washington Capitals, we end up picking up our 32nd win right here, if I am not mistaken. So yes, we do 3-2 victory there over the Washington Capitals. We pick up our 32nd win on the season. So our record is 32-10-6, and we got a home game here against the Boston Bruins. Hopefully we can pick up a victory here, and we do not. We get shut out for another time this season. A few times we've been shut out already, as we do get that loss 2-0. We got a couple more games here before the All-Star break. We lose that one against the Montreal Canadiens 2-1. Last game before the All-Star break is against the Penguins, and we lose to them 3-1. So we're on a 3-game losing streak headed into the All-Star break. So we're going to get back to that. We'll see who's on our team, so I'll be right back, guys. All right, so after that long-awaited simulation period right there, we simulated a ton of games there. We are up to 32-13-6, pretty respectable record for the halfway point through the season. That puts us on track for quite a few wins, hopefully a 50-plus win season. We probably won't get to as many wins as we had last season, where we had like 65, I think. So let's look at the standings. You can see the Western Conference here. Anaheim has 70 points, leading the Western Conference. Calgary's in last with 35, and the rest, you can just pause the video, look at that. So in the Eastern Conference, we have 70. We are leading the Eastern Conference, so that makes us tied with Anaheim for the league lead in points. So we're going to be close for the President's Trophy, so hopefully we can pull out with that victory right there. But you can see the rest of the Eastern Conference here. We got Carolina right on our tails, 6 points behind us. And for us to get knocked out of the playoffs right now, we have to get down to 56 points, so that's 14 points less than us. So I don't think we're missing the playoffs this year. That's a good thing that we have pretty assured that we're going to make the playoffs. So goals in the league lead. Ovechkin's leading the league with 29 goals. The rest of it, we have nobody else. If you guys want to see the top 8 there. Assists, Betts is leading the league with 43 assists. And we have nobody up there. So none of our team up there in goals or assists. Points, Hendrik Sedin's leading the league with 61, and then we have Jonathan Drouin there tied for 4th with 3 other people with 54 points. Wins, Jack Campbell's leading the NHL with 32. You can see the other top 8 there. Save percentage, Hendrik Lundqvist is leading the NHL with a .936, and Jack Campbell's not up there in save percentage. Goals against average, Jake Allen is leading the NHL with a 1.98 goals against average. And then for the rest of us, Jack Campbell's in fourth with a 2.07. So hopefully you can come back for that. Hopefully you can actually make it to the top 8 for save percentage. The rest of it, I'm not going to go through the entire my whole team's entire things. That's what we're going to do at the end of the season, but we're going to simulate here, and we're going to see how many players are in the All-Star game for our team, which the All-Star game actually for MLB just happened right now, and it was a pretty good game. So we'll check out the Western Conference first, and then we'll check out who made it from our team. So in the Western Conference, Tyrati, Taves, Yakupov, Nyquist, Couture, Eberle, Ben, Carter, Coyle, Higgins, Horak, Bodker, and then Shattenkirk, Eliash at D, Elliott and Wisniewski, Leddy, and Lindholm. So now let's go check out their tendies. They got Pecorine and Bobkov. So that's their team right there. We'll check out the Eastern Conference. I'll put out a guess right now that we have 3 All-Stars in the game right here. So for offense, we have Ovechkin, Skinner, and Gerby. Ennis, Drouin, that's our first All-Star, and Zuccarello, Hendrik Sedin, Tavares, and Wayne Simmons, DeFrusca, Spezza, and Burmistrov. So we have 1 offensive player in the All-Star game. Now for the defensively, we have Morgan Riley and John Carlson. Morgan Riley's from our team, so that's our second All-Star right there. Morrissey and Subban, and then Harrington and Worofsky. So Scott Harrington was, whenever I was looking for a defenseman that is not that expensive, I was looking through the trade block, and Scott Harrington was one of the guys that came up. I just didn't mention him, so it would have been nice to get Scott Harrington. So what did I just do? Okay, so let's check out the goalies. Hopefully Jack Campbell's in here. Yeah, Jack Campbell's starting it, and then Cam Ward's the backup. So as I predicted, we had 3 All-Stars in the All-Star game. So we're actually going to sim this game, and we'll see how it turns out. So hopefully some of our guys get goals. Hopefully the Eastern Conference wins it, and Jack Campbell gets the victories. So we're going to sim it 8 times sim speed just because I don't have that much time, because I'm recording a ton of episodes now because I'm going away to Cincinnati on a baseball trip. So Cam Ward is actually in for some reason, but we're up 3-0. Morgan Riley scored there from the Toronto Maple Leafs. DeFrisca scored, and for some reason Cam Ward was in there, and he's still in there as Elliott scores for them to make it 4-2. But the Eastern Conference does win it 4-2. We lost the shots category 34-33. Hopefully at least 1 Leaf got a star, but it was kind of surprising that Jack Campbell didn't get the start because he was named the starter for the team. So yeah, that's pretty much the All-Star game there. So Cam Ward gets the first star, DeFrisca gets the second, and Morgan Riley from our team gets the third with that 1 goal from the point. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. In the next episode, we're going to simulate all the way up to the trade deadline, and then we're going to do the trade deadline first, and then we're going to simulate to the end of the season. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.